Hello, guys, and welcome back to another live at Voice of Crypto with David Blunt. Today, we're talking on is it a blockchain a game changer for video creators? That is a great question, and I have the best person to talk about it. And I'm gonna bring him soon on a stage. Before we get into any content, I would love to do our quick disclaimer. None of this content is a financial advice. You must do your own market research. As always, before we get into anything, I would love to talk about our event and what is currently going on. So let's go to Voice of Crypto website where you can have access to the Digion Summit is happening in Singapore, 16th of September. And I'm very, very excited for this one. And today, he's also a speaker, Michael Jelen, the CEO at Replay. I would love to bring him on the stage. I hope you guys can hear me everywhere. And here we go. Hello, Michael. How are you?
Oh, hello, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So, can you please introduce yourself and talk more about what you do?
Sure, absolutely. My name is Michael Jelen. Very nice to meet all of you. I'm the CEO of Replay. Replay is a TV and film streaming service. We have a brand called Rewarded TV. You may have seen that available for download on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, iTunes, iOS, and anywhere else where your smart TV can download apps. One of the things that we're doing to redefine the game of video streaming is tracking all of the views directly on the blockchain. So that allows transparency for the viewership as well as for the creator. It allows interaction and gamification between the fan base and the creator as well. And most importantly, it allows creators to get paid in real time. So every 5 minutes or so, a tracking pixel will go through your TV, and we're able to facilitate payments directly, transparently, and on chain.
Wow, wow, that's very, very exciting. And how excited are you to the event? What are the big plans to go out there?
Yeah, so I'm actually in Korea right now at Korea Blockchain Week, which is wonderful. While I'm over here in Asia, I'm going to be headed to Singapore in about 2 weeks or so. Very excited for the 16th. Can't wait to be there, meet everyone in person. Looks like a great lineup of other people as well.
Yeah, yeah. If you could tell us, like, what is your strategy to, overtake the market, and what features are you guys currently having at your project?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'll break it down into three different categories based on who we're serving and talk a little bit about some of the problems right now in the TV and film streaming category. So I guess the first, let's start with users. Right now, the users are typically paying in the United States an average of about $114 a month for different streaming services. Those are Netflix, HBO, Apple TV, all the things that I'm sure you've heard of. And it really is a game and a battle for content. With all of that money that is going to the streaming services, it's usually going to be given to the different creators, but often not at the same ratio that you would expect. So these large centralized organizations like Netflix are holding all the power. They negotiate with the creators and they take most of the capture there. In addition, the user is, of course, paying. On our platform, it is all ad based. And so it is free for the user to participate. And actually, we give rewards to users who are streaming on our platform. So that is for every hour watched, you're getting different rewards paid out in the R Play token. And there are also lots of bonuses and other mechanisms for the users to get rewarded. We'll talk a little bit about some of those, but they're mostly social and gamified viewing parties, ways of focusing on a certain area that a creator might want to promote. But yeah, really incredible to at least have the ability for a community to form around that content. So that's really the first component of it. Secondly, when it comes to distributors in this industry, the distributors are often unaware during the course of a given month what the statistics are for a given stream. So right now in operations, typically at the end of that month, an accounting process will happen where they'll have to go through, look at the content that has been watched, perform some calculations, and then write a physical paper check to the content creator to reward them and pay them for all the content that has been streamed. As you can tell, in 2024, it's pretty rare that we use paper checks, but this industry is a bit old. And so this is an area where blockchain technology is really purpose made for the ability to streamline this and make it much easier, more transparent and faster to be able to facilitate those payments between the aggregators. In this case, that would be people who own lots of content or own lots of TV channels, and the content creators who ultimately own or have produced that content themselves. The final component is the artist and the creator. And this is really where Replay started out. So one of the things that we noticed in the market was that, when negotiating with Netflix or Amazon, content is often sold long before they know what the value of that content is. And so as a result, that's usually sold at a very low price. And there are often no royalties that come on the back end of that to the creator. So one of the things that we wanted to do is make a platform that put creators and artists first. And we think that that's better for everyone in the entire ecosystem. If we've got great artists, they're going to create great content, which is going to reward and be a benefit to the entire community who is streaming it. And we do that by collecting these analytics. So what we're doing right now, and one of the things maybe we could talk about in a little bit, is creating original content that can be crowdfunded through the community of Replay. And that could come in the form of something like a Kickstarter, often with real world interactions and real world rewards. So for instance, if you donate X dollars, you might get a day on the set to actually participate and get to meet people. And then after that, we'll take exclusive rights on that content for a period of time. Maybe that could be a month, it could be 2 months. But that is really critical for the creator to be able to know what demographics this serves, because that ultimately will drive a better negotiating position for them when they do try to resell that content to Netflix, Amazon, one of these larger players. And so you can see how all of a sudden the tables are really turning and empowering the creators, not just to engage directly with their fan base, to get capital, and also to be able to deal with these larger players and monetize their content better. So at a high level, those are the 3 different areas that we're serving. But we really do see Replay as a creator-first platform, because if you get the creators on board and you get the best content, everything else falls into place.
Nice. I think, well, I've seen like 1 or 2 projects, but nothing very, very specific like this in blockchain yet. And I think, rewarding is definitely what we need in a world, especially now we're just paying and paying and paying for all these companies that I don't think that they will ever give anything back. And yeah, if you have this structured, of course, it's going to succeed extremely. And what can I say? Do you have any more like on the rewarding side to give us some tricks, or what you guys want to give away soon or later? Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, for sure. So I mentioned earlier that there are watch parties and things like that where you and your friends, or perhaps your Telegram community or Discord community, could actually watch a show together. And that is something that people often don't really have the ability to do with platforms like Netflix or HBO. And in those situations, because that's the kind of behavior that we want to incentivize at Replay, we're able to offer bonuses and higher rewards than simply streaming that on your own. Also, in addition, we can gate content behind either tokens or NFTs. And that allows us to reward users and creators in different manners. So I'll give you one example. One of the original pieces of content, the first that we actually have produced here with Replay specifically, is a comic book called Psycho KO, spelled CYKO. And we did that with the cast of Napoleon Dynamite. So if you're familiar with that comedy, the cast did all the voices. We were able to crowdfund that entirely through the sale of NFTs. Those NFTs would effectively give someone producer credit, I'll put that in air quotes, because then once having that NFT, you'd be able to see content early. We could also gate content to skip ads and do things like that. But we could also have individual in real life parties and interactions by holding this NFT and being able to say, I was part of this, I created it. When I zoom out and take a look at the way that regulation is changing in the crypto space, I do recognize that right now, there are a lot of things that we can't do legally because of securities regulation. So one of those things, which is really quite crazy, is that we're unable to fractionalize the ownership of video intellectual property like film and TV. It's just not permitted. It would be a security and it would be regulated as a result. I can certainly see a world in 2025 or beyond where this changes. And so, what does that mean for people in the community? Well, if you're someone who's going to invest in a film, going to spend the money, get that NFT, it makes sense that you should, over the course of that film's lifetime, reap the rewards and get fractionalized payments long into the future. And so, in the scenario I was talking about before, where if we crowdfund something and we have exclusive rights to it for that first month or 2 months, simply to get those analytics, and then the creator chooses to resell that onward to a platform like Netflix or Amazon, the people who invested in that and created that, the community of Replay, should of course get those fractionalized payments. And so this is really where we're headed. We're headed into a world where the intellectual property is something that is owned by the people who were part of it, the people who created it, and they have lifetime rewards and royalties that are built on top of that. Lots of other things I could talk about that are further in the future, playing with generative AI and how do we create derivative content to ensure also that the creators who originally created those characters and those storylines are getting compensated, is something that I see us growing into as well. That's something that really currently isn't happening in this industry. So many films, so much content on YouTube is just simply being scraped by these large language models, and no one's getting rewarded for the hard work that they've done. So, it's something that we want to focus on in the future, and all of that, of course, benefits the user base and provides them with those rewards.
Yeah, I agree. I think, it's a hard work and you must be rewarded as pretty much everything in Web3. Uh, a question that I have is, how do you onboard a creator? Like, can anyone apply, or how does it work?
Yeah, so right now we do have a minimum threshold of if you're a YouTube creator or you have content there, we would look for someone who has at least 5,000 subscribers or content that has something in that order of magnitude consistently over a long period of time. But what we can do is then take that content, and there are lots of different ways that we could publish it. If it's longer form content, like a film or TV show that's 30 minutes, an hour, or something like that, we could put that up as video on demand content. But if it's something that you have a lot of recurring content that has occurred over a long period of time, we could put that together into a television channel. So right now we have about 6,000 plus video on demand titles and 150 different verticals of TV streaming channels. In order to get that content on, you can just certainly reach out to us. You can email us. You can check us out at imaginereplay.org, and you can send us an email at help@imaginereplay.org, and we can help you with that onboarding process. One of the things that we're moving towards in later Q4 2024, early 2025, is to make this an entirely permissionless system. And in order for us to do that, we need to make sure that content creation and curation is really driven by the community. And so right now, one of the other things that we have here at Replay is an NFT that allows you to be a content curator. So leveraging the magic of the blockchain, voting rights, and things like that could be based on either tokens or NFTs. This small group of people is able to determine what content is focused on and what gets approved, what gets onboarded, and what doesn't. So we're in the process of building that out to create a fully decentralized platform, permissionless, where anyone will be able to upload their content, and then it goes through a curation process. But yeah, I think that's the natural evolution of where we're going. In the meantime, if you are a creator and you have content, just reach out to us, and we'll help you through that process.
Yeah, I think lots of people would definitely be interested on it. Well, I think this entire project, it's very, very exciting. I haven't seen anything like this in blockchain. No, not really. So yeah, it would be a pleasure to see you at the event, and hoping that you guys are gonna crash out there. Do you have any final words to the audience?
Yeah, I think the main thing is that this is the moment at which we separate ourselves from the technology. Although blockchain underpins everything that we're doing here at Replay, the ideal scenario in the future, and the thing that drives adoption of blockchain, is when people don't know that that's a technology that is behind the scenes. When people pick up their phone and they use the internet, nobody really knows how the internet works. It just solves the problem that we're trying to solve here. And I think Replay is doing the exact same thing in the video streaming space, right? I don't want to have to go on MetaMask to be able to interact or engage with a certain application. It should be very seamless. It should be easy, and users should just experience it the way that they want to. So I guess this is my way of saying the applications that are being built in a very abstracted manner on top of a blockchain and just solve a problem are the ones that I see as the future of this industry.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I think making simple things, that everybody can understand, that's what we need on the industry at the moment, because people like to overcomplicate simple stuff. And, that's why you definitely stand out. Michael, thank you so much for being with us today, and we look forward to see you at the event. It was a pleasure. And where can we find you on socials?
Sure. Looking us up on X as Imagine Replay. You can find me personally as 0xjelly, Jelly. Check us out as imaginereplay.org. And looking forward to having you download the app on Rewarded TV. It's available on all the different platforms where you can stream information. So go for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. I'll definitely download it. Thank you.
All right. See you soon. Thank you.
All right, guys, we just got done with another very, very exciting speaker. I hope you got your tickets. If not, you know where to go, voiceofcrypto.online, and get your tickets. I think this event is going to be crazy. Loads of things coming up. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let us know what you like to see on the channel on the comments down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.